Hey guys, welcome to Yoga with Adriene. I am Adriene, and today on the Foundations of Yoga series, we're going to learn one of my favorite postures. It's a wide-legged forward fold, standing wide-legged forward fold today, or Prasarita Padottanasana. I'm human, guys. Sanskrit. Say that 5 times fast. It's one of my favorite poses. It's great for the whole body. It's great for the legs. It's great for the back. It's a really great pose that I often recommend for students who have anxiety. If you're anxious or if you're feeling particularly anxious about something, this is a great pose to kind of tackle and experience to quell that. So sounds pretty good to me. I don't know what you think. Let's hop on the mat and learn standing wide-legged forward fold. Okay, so from your mountain pose, we're going to step the feet nice and wide. We're going to send the fingertips left to right, brighten the fingertips, spread your fingertips. And just like we learned in triangle pose, Foundations of Yoga triangle pose, this is kind of a good guide to just go ankle to wrist, rather than saying 3 to 4 feet. Everyone's different, right? You know, one of my best friends is 7 feet tall, so it's like, you have to take in your body to account, okay? And especially when we're focusing on foundations, it's a good time to slow down and be like, oh, but for my body it's different. For Adriene's body it's this. But as a general mark, we can go ankle to wrist connection for these kind of standing wide-legged things. Take a second to pull the pinkies back just to find that lift in the heart. Why not? Lengthen the tailbone down. And then whatever this means to you, close your eyes and think about the sit bone to heel connection. Cue Kermit the Frog, go. What I mean is see a line from your sit bones to your heels. So you might have noticed you were collapsing into the inner arches of the feet. For this wide angle pose, I really want to press into my heels. And again, whatever it means to you, consider the sit bone to heel connection. I think you'll notice that you kind of sit back into your heels a little bit when you think about that line. Maybe you actually feel the muscles, the connection from the sitting bones all the way down towards the feet. And maybe you notice how everyone, go ahead and bring your hands to your waistline here while I talk about this foundation. Because you're like, my arms. Hands to the waistline here, hands to the hips, whatever feels good. You notice that your weight goes from the inner arches perhaps to the outer arches. And then see if you can keep a little integrity in that big toe mound. So it might seem like I'm talking a lot about the feet here, but this is Foundations of Yoga. So really taking a second to build from the ground up. This is going to help us once we go down into the forward fold. And this is why we have this series. It's like when we're in fast-paced classes, we kind of don't have the time. It's ironic, but we're in yoga and we don't have the time to kind of build a good foundation. So taking the time now. Lift your toes to just kind of really marry that sole of the foot connection down to the earth. And then experiment with turning your 2 big toes in slightly. So perhaps you've already done that, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you're naturally turning out. See if you can turn your toes in slightly to really feel that connection to the outer edges of the feet. Your feet might even start to feel like they're doing a lot of work here, and that's good. That's okay. Press into the heels. Lengthen the tailbone down. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to reach my fingertips behind my ears and reach up just once to kind of lengthen the side body in case this is the only thing you're doing today. Engage the tops of the thighs. Engage the knees here by lifting the kneecaps just slightly. Pull the thumbs back. Remember this space. Keep it lifted, heart lifted as we bring the hands back down here. Fingertips left to right. Take a deep breath in. Keep the armpit chest lifted here. So this part of the body lifting. Naturally we're here, right? So lift, lift up. In fact, everyone open your palms. This is that Titanic thing I keep referring to, that hallelujah, Kate Winslet moment, the confidence. And then keep this lift, this confidence, and bring your hands to your hips. Now notice I said hips this time rather than waist. Bring your hands to your hips, baby. And bring your fingertips to your hip creases. Inhale in, lift your chin slightly, press into your heels. Exhale, draw your navel, hug your navel in towards your spine just slightly. So full body experience here, my friends. knit the rib cage together. So draw the rib cage in together. So I'm engaging my center, basically, is what's happening here. And with my fingertips on my hip crease, I'm going to keep center engaged, pressing into the heels. Got this beautiful Pada Bandha foot power. We'll talk about that another day. Shoulders are drawing away from the ears. Shoulder blades are plugged in together as I send it forward. Nice flat back. So I might want to start collapsing here because I'm like, oh, but instead I'm going to hold on to this that we just built, right? Everything is building on top of each other here in the foundations. And I can take my gaze straight down. Maybe eyes are looking slightly ahead just to kind of give myself a little bit of length. Tops of the thighs are drawing up. And I'm just going to go halfway here, breathing into my back. Sitting bones are going to shine behind me. I'm kind of using my fingertips here to feel this deep crease in the hips and tops of the thighs. And then I'm going to use the power of my legs, the outer edges of the feet, to come all the way back up. Woo! Shake it out. Move your torso. I'm embarrassing myself. Inhale, lift your heart, loop the shoulders. Now we're going to go all the way down this time, and I'm going to give you plenty of modifications. So I know the legs are working hard here. If they don't feel like they're working hard, then take a look, take a gander down at your feet, engage. Again, sit bone to heel connection, hip to heel connection. And when you're ready, find that lift, send it forward. Now we're going to go through the stages that we just went through. So I'm kind of using my fingertips here to remember to crease at the hip, not at the waist. Keep a nice long spine. I'm going to go through that flat back position here. Lots of space between the ears and shoulders. And then I'll continue down. Now, maybe don't go this far. Maybe we're here and we're like, oh, need to put hands down. So put hands down. Palms are going to come to the earth. And I'm going to keep my palms directly under my shoulders here for now. Soften in the knees, everyone, here, because we don't want the legs to be locked per se. So soften in the knees. You can even sway a little side to side. And we'll straighten the legs, but still keep a little micro bend. Now notice I'm not collapsing into my shoulders here either. I'm full of integrity as I press up and out of the palms. Kind of, keep an awareness in the back of the head and the neck here. So not crunching, not completely collapsing, but the gaze is straight down for now. Take a deep breath in, press into the heels, sit bone to heel connection, whatever that means to you. And then we might just stay here. Chilling, breathing, strong legs. I love this posture. It's a beautiful dichotomy, especially eventually once we get the hands walking back, of kind of yin and yang, if you will, the masculine, the feminine, the sun and the moon, whatever. Strength building in the lower body. But as we slowly begin to soften in the upper body, we find that balance, those two opposing forces, and we see how they kind of need each other to work together. Now, again, I said we can stay here, no problemo. But maybe I might start to soften in the elbows and walk my hands back. Maybe there. Maybe I walk them all the way in line with the arches of the feet, which is eventually where I'm heading in the final posture. Now you might find here that you want to, adjust your stance, and you can always do that mindfully. Maybe I find that the crown of the head comes to the earth. Now the elbows and hands are going to want to come out, my friends. As I shine my sit bones behind me, I'm going to keep my elbows at a nice right angle in line with my shoulders still. So I keep them on the same track as I pull them back in. Now the crown of the head eventually, you're like, yeah, right, but might come to the earth. In the meantime, I'm going to work at any stage that feels appropriate for me. I might even, come here, little blue block. I might even have a block or something here to rest the crown of my head on as I build towards the full posture. But guys, everyone, keep those elbows hugging in line. Nice, beautiful alignment here, nice right angle. I've never lost connection with my feet. My legs are strong. And here I begin to soften in the upper body as I maintain this strength, this strong foundation in the lower body. Maybe you mix and match your variations. Maybe you even straighten the arms out for a breath, melt the heart. You know me, break the rules. crown of the head. If it is on the ground, make sure that we're drawing the navel in towards the spine and really breathing into the neck, nice long neck. So we're not collapsing here, but we're breathing into the back of the neck. We're brightening. There's a bug. My hands are staying connected strong. Hasta Bandha. I'll talk about that another day too. And then eventually, guys, we're going to get to where we lift the heels, we lift the toes and come onto our heads. Crazy. But now we breathe into our booties, we breathe into our hips, we breathe into the upper back. I maintain this connection with my center. And to come out of the pose, I'm going to move just in the same steps, opposite direction, mindful, mindful. Soft micro bend in the knees here, so I'm not locking out. Soft micro bend. I lift from my heart if I'm on the crown of the head or the block. I walk the palms back in line. We pick up with our friends that are here. Hello. We come to tent the palms first, kind of connecting to the center. So I'm not hoisting my body around, but I'm really connecting to my core here. And then I lift my hands back to the hip creases, back to the hips, loop the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades in together and down as the heart rises. And with strong legs, we lift back up. Inhale, send the fingertips left to right. Exhale, palms together at the heart. And then bend the knees and hop the feet together, or step the feet together. Go ahead and hop the feet together. Let's be adventurous. Let's be wild, crazy today. Ready? And hop. Whoa. We've landed in Tadasana. We take a deep breath. And before you stop this video, and before we say namaste, notice how you feel. Notice how your legs feel. Do you feel a little bit taller? How do you feel? Okie doke, so that was our wide angle forward fold. Again, this is a great posture if you're feeling like that. If you're feeling anxious, this is a great posture for you. It's talked about in the yoga world as a cure pose for that. So, take with it what you will, but it is really great for the nervous system. It's strengthening as well. As we talked about, it's good for balancing those opposing energies. The Foundations of Yoga series continues on and on. So make sure you hop along, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Favorite the ones that you want to come back to maybe continue to work on. Whether you're a beginner or you're just wanting to deepen your practice, I feel like if you favorite the video, then you'll be able to return to it more easily, with more ease, and grow your poses. Hopefully this is helping you out in public classes, or if you haven't been to public class yet, maybe this is slowly helping you gain the confidence to roll out the mat in front of a bunch of people and practice yoga. I got your back. Leave comments, questions below, send in your requests, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.